Yeah, it's Dizzy, aka the Gentle One. Look, I'm just gonna get right to it. I be thinking deep a lot. And, I thought to, ask a question or two. And the first question I have is, what would you do if you really could understand heaven or the concept of heaven, the concept of God? What would you do if you had an opportunity to be with this God, the one that, you so much claim to understand and know, which I highly doubt. And yes, I'm very opinionated, so I get it. But I highly doubt it because we're finite beings. And in order to understand something infinite, one must be on the same level as infinite. So when I say we're finite beings, that means with us in this physical or on this level of understanding that we're in, it's kind of difficult for us to understand the infinite, which will mean that we're technically not in our true form. We're behind. There's a reason for this sort of synchronized balancing, if you will, because there's levels to everything, and each level performs a different task for the next level up and up under it. So, because everything's interconnected, this is one of the concepts of what they mean that everything is really one and it's supposed to operate like one. If you understand what I'm trying to say. When you think about it, if it all operated as one, that's perfect harmony. So when you get that type of balance, I mean, it's undescribable. You know what I'm saying? When you think about it, and so, when I try to look at the fact of understanding the understanding that I have, because I got to try to understand why I understand that way. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to religion, because religion is supposed to guide you to that destination spiritually, which the only thing I can understand is inevitable is my death. If you feel what I'm saying, like the saying goes, you know what I'm saying, we was born to die, right? So, but I don't want to stop there, understanding why I was awarded the opportunity to even live to begin with. There's a purpose for me. It's a purpose for this interconnectedness that I have with everything that I come in contact with. So these days, I try to focus on bringing forth what I want in my life, which is called positiveness. Because out of that positiveness, which is very vague, comes all of those small little details that comes with it. So now I take my time. I used to move so fast, I couldn't even realize where I was at until I was actually there, and probably still had to catch up to that. But now I'm at the point where trying to understand why I am out of control at times. And the solution that I came up with and the understanding that I came up with, first understanding is because I'm not in sync with all that I am, put it that way. As I stated before, when I look at religion and when they tell me about the Trinity, I say, well, if God made me in his likeness, well, guess what? He made me, I'm three in one. Not trying to be funny, not trying, change words around, but that's my interpretation. We three in one, mind, body, and soul. Don't they, you remember they say that mind, body, and soul. Some say mind, body, and spirit. I say the soul is the mind. Everything is here. That's why we talk about that third thing right here, which is your brain. And once you ever, you know, take the steps forward to elevate it to the point where you want it. See, because the whole object is no complaints. Why complain about life? Life is a gift to you. Why complain about it? You know what I'm saying? Why spend hours out of your 24-hour span of a day, you know what I'm saying, to come up with complaints about what? You alive. See how that one word could be simple or it could be complex. You alive. The complexity of it comes from the fact that you don't even really even know how. Yeah, you can tell me based off of the process this is how, but you don't know how. There's so many variables to even having a perfect synchronicity of forming a life form, a specific way at that. So I'm like, that's deep. So I'm like, I realize when I remove myself from around people that don't think like I think, then I become better because I'm left with self. A lot of people are afraid to be with self because they have to face their own ugly truth, including myself. How do you think you're gonna get there? How you think you're gonna know what to remove from yourself to make yourself better? Or make what the best parts of you shine out better? How you think you're gonna know that? You gotta get in touch with that. So instead of me being outside in the world and that level of complexity, I'm focusing more on how I'm gonna operate in that complexity. But first I gotta understand the form, the format. I have to with self though. So that means I gotta try to understand the synchronicity of that mind, body, and soul. That's me 3 in 1. You know, the you that is really you is behind your eyes. The one you feel, the one when you quiet, when you ain't talking, you sitting there listening, you might be all in your head. Who is that right there? That's you, really you. Then you clothe with understanding. So now you all up in your head. You got all types of stuff stored up there. Because that's your understanding. You connected with that. That's your soul right there. That's why you could be brain dead. Without that soul, you really can't operate. You can't function. And this is just like anything covering it. This is another layer. This is to protect you from the elements. What elements? They don't protect you from the elements. You were connected to it. You see the perfect synchronicity of it though. Like everything is just perfect. Like the air, you connected to breathing the air that helps sustain your life. You connected to eating the food the animals have on the planet. You know what I'm saying? That's your sustenance. You know what I'm saying? You connected to sociability. You connected to psychology. You connected to creativity. You connected to, you know what I'm saying? But when you think about this stuff, first thing that come to mind is the outside of you. The best parts of you was always on the inside. That I say to myself, But a lot of people say, you talk to yourself, and they say that's crazy. And I say, you know what I say to them? Fuck you and them. Let me tell you why I say that. Because you do the same motherfucking thing, motherfucker. You just do it in your head. And I clean my filter. feel what I'm saying? But it ain't even about that. Because that's a whole nother level I ain't even trying to be on. I'm trying to be on a higher level. That's why I stay high. Because the understanding is better. That's why I'm the one to offer the positiveness. I'm the one to offer the mannerism. Because guess what, man? Respect is given. If you give it, as long as you give it, you gonna always ask the question where the disrespect came from. That's on a whole nother social. That's on the social level, but don't nobody have time for that. While the whole world's spinning around you, you in the eye of the storm, which is calm to you because you used to it, you're accustomed to it. You know what I'm saying? But to expand your mind is to be evolving. And the thing about evolution, it is never supposed to stop. Evolution always evolves because that's what it is. So now you gotta ask yourself one question: how are you gonna evolve? Because there's different paths for everybody, but it's all connected. You know, it's a small world. But what is a world? Is it inside or is it outside? That's why, you could tell me I'm in the house. You on planet Earth, same place I am. So what's inside?